I loved reading your report on this. You said, look, Google avoided any risky moves, so we didn't get the glasses in the here and now, but the prowess you see is that Gemini is just full force within these devices.
Absolutely. It's all about AI. It's about really getting consumers to understand the power that AI can bring. And as Rick was saying, it's different things to different people. So what was amazing for me yesterday was see the breadth of people that they were able to reach with all the guests that they had, both from an age demographic, but also from what is the hook that you want. It can be editing, it can be taking the best shot, it can be getting fitter.
And it can be photography, Andre D. Wagner they had over there. They had, of course, sports when it came to Steph Curry, or indeed Lando Norris was there. We also thought about the way in which communities are going to use it for camera and for editing. Is that really that important? When do you think the camera is really going to be the standout feature for so many?
Camera is already the standout feature for so many consumers.
But the Pixels had a better camera than anyone for ages. That's what they kept on reminding us, but people are still buying Apples instead.
It is, but it's about what you can do from an editing perspective now. It's not just about taking the best shot and taking the friction away that there is today in getting to that editing. So being able to tell an AI agent, Gemini or something else, how you want the picture to look like.
And what it really compares and contrasts with is Apple's lacking, right? The fact that we're going to be so easily integrating Gemini AI from a spoken word perspective, and that Siri is just so behind the curve. Do you think they're going to eat any market share there?
I think it's always hard from a high-end perspective to see churn from Apple to anywhere else because consumer have more device than just their phone. And so you're talking about a difficult choice to make. We also still at the very beginning of the AI shift. Consumers are not walking into a store asking for an AI phone. We talked about this for Apple in June. But I do think that time is ticking for Apple, and we need to see something sooner rather than later.
Instead, this almost helps Google show off the Android ecosystem. You might not get a Google Pixel, but you might get a Samsung. And probably through this demonstration, you can see how well integrated that's going to be as well. How do they navigate this sort of frenemy moment?
Yeah, I think it's definitely first about the best of Google on Pixel. And then you started to see Samsung getting closer to that ecosystem and putting aside their aspirations with Bixby and really building on the power of Gemini. So Motorola has been doing the same thing. So it's definitely about the ecosystem, but also feeling that, in my view, Pixel is the answer to Apple within the Android world.
And they got a foldable phone, which in any way goes head-to-head with the Dochi-endorsed Samsung, but Apple has no foldable right now. I thought what was really interesting was when they put them out on the market. Next week we get the phones, but the watch is a little bit later. I asked Rick about whether it was a supply chain issue. He said no. Are there any supply chain issues for these companies right now? It gets its chip designed in-house but made by TSMC. How does this whole come together?
I think, to be honest with you, it's a marketing strategy more than a supply issue. It's about getting before Apple and after Apple, right? We know that the expectation is beginning of September usually for Apple. And so getting in with the mass market product before the iPhone is out, and then with something that is more appealing to still a niche market, but very powerful users with the foldable towards holiday season.
I think what really resonated in your note was the confidence that Google had at this event. I mean, it was just celebrity-filled. You felt like you were at a TV event. That was the whole idea and narrative of it. Have they got the right to be this confident right now, do you think?
I think it's empowering for them instead of always focusing on chasing Apple to actually feel confidence in the product that they have, which are, iterative from last year, but solid. And I think that finding the confidence in their branding is very important, and broadening the addressable market that they're aiming for. It's not just tech buyers anymore, it's mass market consumers.